This is the Husqvarna 350i. They said it couldn't last a year. Well, guess what? It's been more than a year. We're actually getting close to 2 years at this point, but whatever. So is the Power Axe a bunch of electric garbage, or do I still have nice things to say about it? I guess I do have nice things to say about it, with the disclaimer that I'm fine with stopping work when I run out of battery. I know it's a non-starter for some people, and they make it clear.
Silence, you little bag of wind!
But the way I work, it's like going out for a little jaunt. Get some exercise, then go do some indoor work, and then go back out and do some outdoor work. It's not time sensitive. And if I'm using it on a job, I'm definitely going in fully charged. And it's generally small things. I'm not actually on the prowl for chainsaw related work. It just happens to be a thing I do sometimes. It's all very casual. I know it's called the but there is an emphasis on casual living when you own a Power Axe, which is not a marketing decision they seem to be going for with this product. I'd probably call it the casual axe if I wanted to appeal to the elder generation alpha demographic. You know, 12-year-olds.
Please, take me through the forest. Don't leave me alone here.
They seem to have a lot on their plate. The confidant, maybe? Like you can tell your problems to your chainsaw. It's not internet connected, so it won't be reporting back to anyone about what you said. You're just taking your time, getting some exercise, trying to stay grounded, hanging out with your best friend who happens to be a chainsaw. Another thing, I bought into this electric ecosystem thing because I knew I would be building a DIY solar thing, which I did. And that video will be coming out hopefully after this one. So I got this whole free electricity from the sun thing that makes me want to buy things that use batteries and electricity. Now, is solar just some hippie scam to get you to care about the earth as Big Solar sucks all the money out of your bank account? Well, you'll just have to watch the video.
Who does that cabbage think he is?
So never mind that I never give two-stroke engines the respect they wish they deserved. Even if they're more bang for the buck, it all comes down to finding a chainsaw you can be best friends with. Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty. They don't stay clean for long, but if you care, you can take the time to spiffy things up. It's an ancient ritual, sometimes known as maintenance. Before taking off the side cover, you want to reduce the tension of the chain so it'll be easier to put it back on later. This is a tool-less design, and yeah, there's more plastic and you're tightening the chain more often, but at least you don't need to carry that multi-tool around with you. Multi-tool.
Too clean with the cheap Temu air blowy thing. Now let's put back on the chain.
To put the cover back on, this dowel goes into this hole here. And when you tighten it, the dowel thing travels up the threaded bolt thing, pulling the flat paddle thing, that is called a bar for some reason, further away from the chainsaw, making the chain tighter. The flapjack would also be a cool name for the bar, if you can imagine that alternate universe, where everyone refers to the bar as the flapjack. So it inevitably requires some fiddling to keep the chain lined up when putting it back together. I want to call it the flapjack, because they're called lumberjacks.
He is a real weirdo.
I know you're like, what's he talking about? Flapjacks. Just think about it. Flapjack. Look, my oil thing is leaking. Is it because I blasted it with air? Or maybe something else. But before that, let's do some horrific things to this chain.
She's fainted.
Just like a woman.
Which I have since replaced with an Opuladuo, which is a pack of 2 chains for $2 less than one Husqvarna X-Cut chain. It seems fine to me. I'm sure it's not going to last as long. The chain is 18 inches long, 3/8 inch pitch, cutty things, and the recommended file size, or whatever that sharpening thing's called, is 5/32. I use sharpening stones. I don't use any kind of alignment tool. I have no method, no tips to share.
I could write a book about what you don't know.
Is this actually leaking oil? First, we're going to top off the oil, because at the time, I didn't know what was really going on and was just trying to record an uneventful maintenance session. By the way, Husqvarna's website says their chain oil should cost $80, and on Amazon, it's $25. So that's why you should double check prices. By comparison, the Amazon generic bar oil is $17. Again, these are cheap chains, so really, I should be buying that cheap bar oil too. That seems like a good idea.
You fool!
Since I bought this, the 225i was released, which is basically the same chainsaw, and it's also called the Power Axe. But with a 14-inch bar and the 40B140 battery for $100 less. Compared to the 350i battery and charger package. That newly introduced battery is 4 amp hours, and the BLI 30 that comes with the 350i is 7.5 amp hours. Just for the battery alone, I think the 350i is a better deal. Since it first came out in 2023, the price of the 350i Power Axe has gone up from $450 to $480. But the cost of the BLI 30 battery has not changed at all. It's always been $310. Same as I said in the first video, if you get the battery with the chainsaw, it's the best deal. Don't forget the cost of the 40C80 charger. If you have multiple Husqvarna tools that share the same battery, you're gonna wanna buy the chainsaw with the battery. But you can't do that with all the tools. Like the 325 ILK was always tool only, but it uses the same battery. According to Husqvarna's website, all the tools can use the same batteries, like they all fit, but the chainsaws require BLI 150 or higher. Okay, what does that mean? The Power Axe comes with the BLI 30. A pattern I've picked up on is that February is chainsaw drop month at Husqvarna. So if you're on the lookout for the latest products, now is the time to check. For $120 more, the brand new, like so new it's not even really for sale yet, 435i Power Axe has just appeared. And it comes with the BLI 30 battery. That's all I've really got to say about that. And by the way, if you're at 50% battery and you're wondering, should I charge it? Yes, you should always charge it. That 50% goes quick. Like faster than it took to get there from 100%, it seems. And then there's boost mode versus regular mode. When you start it up, it's in regular mode, and I'm using that 99% of the time. I only use boost mode when I'm cutting stumps or really looking to destroy a tree.
Hey up there! I don't like people who destroy trees.
In addition to draining your battery faster, if you use boost mode, things are gonna get hotter. But I've only had overheating happen once. It was during the summer. I was using it for a job, which is already the perfect unideal use case for this. A hot job in the sun. I was cutting up trees in the sun, and it overheated, so I switched to another chainsaw. That's all there is to that story. Just keep in mind, when the battery is overheated, you can't charge it. See? That's why I want to call it the casual axe. So here's another limitation I wasn't sure about. Are these electric chainsaws waterproof? The owner's manual is 90% filler words. Just like general don't do stupid things so they're not held liable. So it says nothing about water resistance, just that you shouldn't expose power tools to rain or wet conditions. But the website says the 350i is IPX4 waterproof. Okay, where's the BLI 30 battery? It's not listed as a professional BLI battery. Does X mean pro? I'm pretty sure X is just a placeholder for a number. Just call them BLI batteries.
Bungus!
Yeah, what about the 225i? That's basically the same power axe at its core. Not on the list. The 435's in there. And they have footage of it with the BLI 30 battery in the rain saying how waterproof it is, so it must be waterproof. Okay, let's try and half-heartedly fix this clogged oiler. I've got to get going soon. So that oil puddle thing was just a fluke. I haven't seen that happen again. But there's definitely no oil getting to the chain. The oil comes out of this channel. Okay. Then it goes into the bar through this hole. The bar is technically 2 flaps. Some might call them flapjacks. I'll choose to call them a flapjack. After that, I scrape out the channels between the flaps. And that still didn't fix it.
Give him another ray of weakness! You beast! Stop, He-Man!
Maybe this isn't worth it.
Your ugly friend sacrificed himself for nothing!
Okay. So I took it apart again, drained the oil, which, as expected, has some sawdust in it. There's this kind of springy filter that should keep the sawdust out. So the problem is there should be more oil coming out. There's like barely any. So I'm gonna blast air through the hole to try and get whatever it is to back up. Now finally, oil's going through. So it wasn't for nothing. We actually came out victorious.
Hey, man, are you all right?
Just mussed my hair.
All thanks to my cheap Temu blowy air thing. And if you caught a glimpse of my compressor and wondered why I didn't use that, it's because this blowy air attachment seems to be clogged. And I don't feel like dealing with that today. It's 15 degrees out, my hands are freezing, and I want to go inside now. If I wasn't trying to make this video, I wouldn't be out here. Okay, that's the end of my Woodsy ASMR.
My chainsaw is my best friend, but now I want this thing to end. The He-Man theme was
know how they make movies and everything has to be a trilogy. Nope, 2 is enough video about this chainsaw, unless it breaks. That would be a reason to make another video. I hope it doesn't break though.